The notion of evolving our central office is really challenging. It's something that we think about very deeply because as we're asking principals and teachers to better personalize learning for students to accelerate achievement, we as a central system need to understand how to better personalize supports for the schools within our care. The ultimate intention is not to dissolve central office, it's to evolve the central office. It's more complex work because you're no longer selling one product in one manner to 160 schools. You have to be able to think about flexible product design. For us, looking at the flexibility is really looking at the inputs. We're not being flexible on expectations and outcomes. That's a non-negotiable. What we're saying is that different schools are going to be able to achieve those high stakes expectations in different manners, and it's our job to support them in getting there. We're thinking right now about how to loosen up resources so that schools can have their more flexible needs met. We now have schools who have thought differently about time. The innovation schools in particular, they're able to start and end their school day in a manner that they think is best suited to their students. That means many of them have added 45 minutes, an hour onto their school days. That creates a lot of pressure points on facility management, on transportation, on other elements of the central system that support that school day. So working with our transportation department to think about how do we reroute buses, how do we ensure that our expenses are covered, how do we think about the agreements that we have with the bus drivers and the way in which their time is regulated. One of the things that we've done that's been helpful is we have a steering committee that is comprised of people from my team, the Office of School Reform and Innovation, from our Human Resource Department, as well as from our Budget and Finance Department. So I think having a variety of perspectives at the table helps us problem solve some of those points of resistance that we know we're going to face. We have a very different culture of proactivity of how do we get there? What could we do differently? How could I negotiate my contracts with my bus drivers differently? I think we have a long way to go, however, to shift the actual systems and structures that inhibit or promote flexibility at the school level. The transformation of the central office enables schools to do what they need to do. Research has told us time and time again that teachers have the highest impact on student achievement. So I think our job is to create the systems and structures that allow those who are closest to students to respond in the shortest cycle of time to needs of students.